Hi, Tangenique. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, what brings you in today?
Honestly, there are a lot of different things that I'm kind of going through right now. Mainly, I wanted to talk about my disconnect with relationships.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, let's see. When I say disconnect, I really feel like I'm at a place in life where one minute I feel like I want to be in a relationship, the next minute I'm kind of like, like I'm not really interested in it.
Okay.
So I don't feel like I give people like I just kind of like push it off.
Okay. So, it sounds like you're having a hard time keeping long relationships,
Say that.
making valuable ones.
Yes.
Okay. 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 Can you tell me a little bit more about the ones you do have?
Well, I feel like I have good relationships with my friends. Um, I love the relationships that I have with my friends and even with my family. But now when it's time to be serious and like find a significant other, like I find myself getting like finding any little reason to become unattracted to this person. It
Okay.
could be something as simple as I don't like what you have on, so I'm not
Okay.
gonna even entertain the conversation.
Okay. That's okay. I mean, you have to be seen with with
Right.
this person out in public, right?
Right.
Okay, so let me go back to it a little bit. So you're saying that you have good relationship with your friends and your family, so you're more than capable of holding these good relationships. It's just when it comes to maybe a more romantic relationship that you seem to be a little hesitant.
Right.
Okay. Why so?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like with that it's just like difficult because like I see the relationships that like my sisters had, and then I see the relationship that my mom has had, and then it could be like any little thing, and I make that connection to what their partner, and I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to go through whatever it is that they're going through. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, of course. So no drama.
Yeah, like I
Okay.
try to avoid drama.
Okay, and that makes a lot of sense. So what did your mom's relationship look like?
Okay. Well, my mom, my entire life, I've known her to have two different relationships. When I was younger, she was with one of my siblings' dad, and he was the only other man we called dad outside of our own fathers. And they were together, and he worked, and he was like, he provided, he took care of us. And for whatever reason, like they separated, and I don't really know the details of it. But then she got in another relationship with a guy who was younger than her, and of course, it was hard for us to adapt to that, because we were so used to somebody else, and then he came in and he instantly like took on this role where I felt like he tried to overstep his boundaries. Like we weren't his kids. Like he would try to like yell at us. He would try to like threaten to whoop us. And he was just like I felt like he was overstepping his boundaries. And like it would be times where like him and my mom would argue, or they've even had like physical altercations. And I would like as a child, like I really didn't understand it, but like as an adult, I'm just like looking back on the stuff that we went through and the stuff that she went through. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. Like I don't want to be in a relationship like that. And I still feel like my mom is like in a terrible relationship, and I wouldn't want to be in a relationship like that.
Okay, it makes a lot of sense. So you obviously have a good set scenario of what you don't want. And if you could have that miracle, that perfect relationship, what would that look like to you?
I don't know, because honestly, I feel like nothing is perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I mean, just I would want to be with somebody who loves me just as much as I love them. Who respects me and I respect them. And I don't want to have to worry about like the physical abuse, the verbal abuse. Like the disrespect, like the cheating. Like I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. It's just like I get worried. I just feel like everybody has ulterior motives. Like they're out to
Okay.
do something.
Okay.
And I shouldn't be like that. I don't feel like I should be like that.
It sounds like coping skills, though. I mean, it sounds like you've had some rough times growing up with an unstable man in your life, and you don't want that. And I know
Right.
in like our previous relationship, we've talked about you've got a family, you've got daughters, you're a single parent, so it sounds like you just want to make sure that you have something safe and steady for them.
That's true. That's another big thing. Like I'm really cautious when it comes to my girls. So if I feel like you do one little thing and it doesn't like approve to me, like I feel like if I want to take somebody serious, I have to be willing to bring this person around my kids. So if you're not a person that I can bring around my kids, then I'm not gonna even entertain it. Like I just look at, and it could be something simple, and I just be like, nah, you can't be my kids. Like, this ain't gonna work.
Okay. That all makes perfect sense to me, and I think those are all good values to have, and it's all something that you're looking forward to. Um, is it okay if we talk a little bit about your dad, maybe the relationship you've had with him?
Um, well, right now I feel like we're kind of in a place like, okay, growing up, my dad was like always in and out of jail.
Okay.
When I was 16, he got locked up, and he got a 25-year sentence. So I haven't seen him. Well, I'm not gonna say I haven't seen him. Before he went, we didn't really have a relationship, and then he got the life sentence when I was 16, and it kind of put an extra strain on our relationship. But like now, my dad calls me every Sunday. Like, so we're trying to build that relationship, but I never had like a close relationship with my dad. I never had the father-daughter relationship. I never had that father to tell me this is how you're supposed to be treated. Like, it was never there.
Okay. But although you didn't have that, you still have a really good idea of what it should look
Right.
like, is what you're telling me. Okay. So I'm gonna take you back to the miracle question, and what would this like great relationship partner look like?
Again, I feel like he would probably just, I don't know, he would have to be just a loving, caring person. I feel like I need to date somebody who would share the same beliefs as me. And I mean, not necessarily the same exact, just like as far as in terms of relationship, like again, the mutual respect, the um, communicating, just being respectful, like, just, I don't know, just, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So I'm hearing the same trend.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that you want somebody who's going to be respectful, someone who's going to be a great role model, someone who's not going to overstep boundaries, especially at home with your girls, because you've been a single parent for quite some time. If you remind me, it's been a while,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So you've done all this by yourself, and inviting someone new is going to take some time. But if you're willing to, I'm more than happy to help you out. Just kind of talking a little bit more about what that would look like.
That's fine. Do you think you would be able to give me, like, help me work on myself? Maybe, do you think it's an issue on myself? Like, is it something that I'm doing wrong? Or, like, would you be able to help me figure that out?
Of course. I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I think that what you're describing to me is you don't want a household with domestic violence. With your background and all your education, I can understand why you're saying all those things. I can understand why you want something better for yourself and your daughters.
I think another thing too, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think another big thing as far as relationships, the past relationships that I had, I don't think it was like domestic violence, or it wasn't like verbal abuse. It was just a lack of like feeling like, I feel like I attract people who feel the need to depend on me for everything. Like, I don't want to be like, I don't want you to have to depend on me. Like, I want you to be independent just like me. So maybe that's something we can work on.
That's great that you're able to point that out, actually, because I thought something else, and thank you for clarifying. But yeah, that's really important. I mean, you've got two little ones to take care of. You definitely don't want to add more to that.
Right.
We've talked about your school and your work, and so adding somebody else to take care of probably isn't enticing, right?
Right.
Okay, sounds good. So, would you like to meet up again?
I would definitely like to meet up again.
Okay, well, in the meantime, can you think about a little more about what that relationship would look like so we can further discuss it?
I will definitely think about that, so I'll have a more clearer idea or picture for you at our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Girl.
All that. It was still recording.